Hello everyone, this is Kevin Crouch. After my last video, most of you know me as the Perry stepper who courageously and publicly left the campaign to support Debra Medina. I really don't think it as much of a courageous thing. I think that doing it publicly was really the only way to do it, other than lying and saying, oh, I'm supporting Perry, but doing something differently with my conscience. And so I do thank all the support that I've gotten from that. There are still issues that have to be hammered out with the Perry campaign, so we'll see how those go, but I am very glad for the reception that I've gotten from Debra Medina supporters. Now, I have spent all day nearly answering phone calls and Facebook messages and emails and just constant saturation about Debra Medina's comments to Glenn Beck after an interview that she had with him. And I've gotten tired of it. I mean, I spent 20 minutes on the phone just about an hour ago trying to explain to someone what she meant and why she's being taken completely wrong by the spin masters in the Perry and Hutchinson campaigns, and why the media doesn't need to be listened to here. Normally conservatives wouldn't listen to the media. It's the liberal drive-by media. They don't need to be listened in this situation, but you find out these conservatives are actually, they're really neocons. Love the media when it's convenient for them. And so you know, they love it today. They won't love it when Obama makes another comment, but they love it today because they're making Debra Medina look like this nut job. The nut jobs are the people who don't understand how to keep government small. Those are the only nut jobs that we have. Kay Bailey Hutchison is a spending nut job. Okay? And then you have Rick Perry, who's an ego nut job now. His ego has taken over his view of Texas, and I mean, you know, refer to my last video as far as that is concerned. But I want to put this video out to just lay it out on the table and let everyone who wants to ask me a question about this take this video, because I'm tired of answering phones. I need a secretary, I swear. I need somebody to just, and this is why I do these video statements, so that I'm not spending 2 days like I have, saying the same thing over and over and over again to everybody. So this video is my statement on this. I just want to say, first of all, thanks but no thanks, Glenn Beck. Normally Glenn is somebody that really questions what need to be questioned, and now he has gotten into the game of playing tricks. And it's really frustrating, and he's... You know, I'm not going to confirm this. I'm not going to say that this is the way it is, but I have an internal feeling that Glenn Beck and Rick Perry have some kind of commonality somewhere, because recently Glenn Beck had economists on his show talking up Rick Perry's message of the strong economy in Texas and how Texas is going in the perfectly right direction. We're the strongest state in the nation. That is true. I think that's going to be true as long as we have a economy that ranks among the nations of the world. But we are not going in the right direction. We've been hitting bumps that the legislature has had to stop. So, I mean, Glenn, I really don't understand why you had to go out and see. This is the scenarios. Everyone says, well, why didn't Debra Medina just say no? The way he asked the question, the same question Ron Paul was asked. Ron Paul, the congressman from Texas. He doesn't like Texans, apparently. The same question that was asked of him, why are these 9/11 truthers are supporting your campaign, do you support them? If she says no, she instantly says, well, then are you telling all the 9/11 truthers to leave your campaign? If she says yes, well, we all know what he would have done, because he would have had the same example today. The very fact that he spent the rest of the show explaining how crazy Medina was in these comments proves that he didn't have anything else planned for the show. He planned for that question to take up the rest of the show. Being a radio show myself, I'm the host of the Activist Report. I know. And he planned out to have that question be the center of the rest of his show. He had nothing else to talk about. Nothing else. It's the Olympics. Slow news day. He needed something to fill the time, so he decided to sideswipe somebody. Debra Medina was on that day, and he decided it would be her. She later released a statement and was in an interview in Austin. I believe it was an Austin affiliate of CBS. And, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But she said, do I believe the government flew those planes? No, I don't. Do I believe that the government was in on it? No, I don't. And she never said that in her interview. She simply said, I don't want to take a position on that, basically because it has no relevance to the race for governor of Texas. Does she believe that we should question our government? Well, yes, she does. Do I believe that? Well, yes, I do. People are saying, well, she's asking this and she's asking that. If we are afraid to ask our government questions, we want to know more details about an attack that killed so many Americans and did such damage to our country. We want to know those answers. We still want to know answers from when John F. Kennedy was killed. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a conspiracy theory, but I'm saying that where there's not answers, we like those because it was a major tragedy in American life. It was a major tragedy in our country, and if we don't understand something, we want to understand it because it was a traumatic situation. So, I mean, people are taking things that in this interview, it was about a 10-minute interview. Later on, she said, well, I'm wondering why there are more NY New York Fire Department people died than New York Police Department people. That's not saying, well, it was a big government plot. I mean, that's just spin. That's just spin. That's all it is. And perhaps she's asking a question about how it was managed. How 9/11 was managed. Why so many died when so many others. Was there something that was communicated to the fire department that wasn't communicated, or rather the other way around, something was communicated to the police department that wasn't communicated to the fire department? And what was there mismanagement there? That's the nature of that question. Not if the government killed off half an NYFD. That's not what we're getting at here, folks. That's not what Debra Medina was getting at. She was put in a very compromising position where she couldn't say either way. With Glenn Beck, when he asks those kinds of questions, you can't give an extreme answer on one way or the other. He's going to take you down. You have to get out of it. And the best way to get out of it is say, I'm not going to take a position on that. It was a big I don't know, basically. It was the best I don't know she could give, to be neutral on the issue, not give one answer one way or the other, so that he could use it and use that as a vehicle, like he already did in his show, to attack her and to bump up the ratings. So that is my view on it. I'm still supporting Debra Medina. She has my vote 100%. I don't think the government did 9/11. I don't think they constructed it. I don't think they caused it to happen for any reason at all. I don't believe that. Muslim radical terrorists flew those planes in, and it was Osama bin Laden and his cronies that started that attack in the first place. The government had nothing to do with it. And Debra Medina will sit there and say that. Do I think that we have the power to question our government the way we've been doing it under the Obama administration? Yes. Does the Bush administration get a pass? No. Will Debra Medina get a pass? No. Hopefully she will be an elected official. We have to keep them accountable. Nobody gets a pass just because we like them. We can't continue to give passes to these people just because they're one party or another. I continue to question the Obama administration. I continue to question the Bush administration. I question the Andrew Jackson administration. I mean, we should question our government at any point. That's the only way we're going to have accountability on these people. If you have a problem questioning the government, then don't complain when the Obama administration raises your taxes or passes health care. If you don't want to question one administration, don't question any of them. Now, does that make sense? I hope I cleared it up for you.